Hello, this is Narain undercurrent and overcurrent relay model UC-OCR3. This can be used for all three-phase submersible starters rating 1 HP to 30 HP. So basically this offers dry run protection, which we also call as undercurrent, current protection or the overload protection. It also offers single facing or motor cable cut protection, that is it has a current sensing preventer inside, so it will turn off the motor when motor doesn't draw power in any one of the line, or if the incoming sequence is not right. So that is the single phase preventer. Along with that, it also offers three phase digital ammeter, which reads out independent current drawn in all the three lines. It also offers two phase digital voltmeter. So this is a complete product which will offer all sorts of safety for required for the three phase submersible pumps. And since it has a wide band, say it can be used from 1 HP to 30 HP three phase pumps, meaning it is compatible for both DOL as well as star delta pumps. So we will quickly have a look at the connections first, and to have a look at the product, this will have a LCD display, a 16x2 LCD. It will offer two knobs, which the first one is to set the undercurrent or the dry run setting, and the second one to set the overcurrent or the overload setting. The maximum relay range is 99 in this particular product. It also offers a motor on indicator, which is an LED. Then on the right hand side, there will be connectors provided in order to make the necessary connections. So we will be demonstrating this particular unit by making use of LT-LK dual starter. So we have a motor of around 3 HP, a smaller range motor, but the same connections can be followed even to the higher range starters also. Okay, so quickly having a look at the connections now. If you have a look at the connectors on the right hand side, we just need to focus on the first four connectors. The first two are the incoming 440 volts auxiliary supply, which says R and Y here. Okay, the first two connectors says R and Y, and the next two connectors says C1 and C2. Okay, R and Y is the incoming auxiliary supply for this particular unit, and C1 and C2 are the relay points. So along with that, in order to sense the load, we have provided independent CTs which is housed inside the product. CTs can be seen are inside this hole, so that is the reason why you will have to pass the three load carrying wires inside the hole. You can see these three CTs here. The same CTs are provided on the other side. So basically this particular product can be connected either at the supply end or at the load end. So when you are connecting it at the load end, if it is a DOL motor, it will draw the same amount of current. But if you are connecting it to a star delta motor, then if you are connecting it at the load end or the motor end, then the current drawn will be 50% or 60% than the actual load current. So based on that, you'll have to make the adjustments. So right now we are demonstrating the connections on the load end, but either ways you can also make it at the supply end also. So going ahead with the connections, as I mentioned, the LT-LK dual starter has the incoming power carrying wires here connected, R, Y and B, okay, at the bottom, and then the motor cables will be connected to these 3 points. These three are the motor cables. So the motor cables definitely will be of a higher dimension, because it actually carries load. Both the supply line and the motor line will be of a higher capacity. So then once the motor cable connections are done, so as you might know, these three motor carrying wires, before going to the motor, they'll have to be passed inside the CTs of UC-OCR3. So these three motor cables before going to the motor, they are just passed through these three holes. The same wires passed and they're coming out this way. So these three wires will be given to the motor. So this is the connections at the motor end. Suppose if you are connecting this product at the supply end, what you need to do is the supply which comes out from the three phase incoming line, this supply should be going in the three CTs, and then the supply should be given to the starter. So in that case, you need not connect you need not pass these three lines inside the CT. I hope I'm clear. I'll repeat this again. If you are connecting Narain UC-OCR3 at the supply end, then you'll have to pass these three, the supply wires inside the tube, and give it to the starter. That is option number 1. If you making these connections at the load end, so that is when you are passing only the motor cables inside these lines. So either case you will have to just pass one set of wires inside these three CTs. Okay, so this is with respect to the CT connections. Then we need R and Y, that is the 440 volts auxiliary supply. So at the first two connectors here, so you can tap the 440 volts auxiliary supply either at the incoming end of the starter or from the fuse directly. So we have made use of the connections from the incoming point of the starters. This red and yellow wires have been tapped at the same starter points. Okay, then we are just left with the most important connection now. Again, it's the relay connection. So C1 and C2. So the relay offered here in Narain UC-OCR3 is a normally closed relay, meaning the relay will always be closed and the relay will open only when there is error. Error can be either dry run or overload or single phasing. In either of these cases, the relay will open. So once the relay opens, you just can't turn on the starter, and it can be turned on only after manually resetting this. So manual reset can be done only when you power off the system and power it on again. So let's quickly have a look at the connections of C1 and C2. So C1 and C2 should be connected in series with the stop push button. So you can make use of C1, C2 in between the stop and the start button. So there will be a wire which is going between the stop and the start. All you need to do is you'll have to take out the wire and that stop and start button should be connected making use of C1 and C2. So in LTLK D-volt starter, you will be having a small wire between these 2 points. Okay, so this was the wire connected. This wire will be there between this point and this point. This one and this one will be connected through this wire. So what you need to do is you'll have to remove this wire, the small wire which is connected. You'll have to make a note of the 2 points at which these wires are connected. So this is connected to this connector and this connector. So once this wire is removed, you'll have to take a wire from C1 and connect it to one end, and another wire from C2 and connect it to other end. So we've taken gray wires from C1 and C2. You can notice this. We've taken gray wires from C1 and C2. One of the gray wire will be connected to this point, okay, this connector, and the second gray wire will be connected to this connector. So this is the same 2 points where we had removed the earlier wire. So this is the only connection you will have to make. So whenever this as mentioned, this will always be normally closed. So whenever there is an error, these 2 points will open, and as a result there won't be supply to the coil, because of which you can't manually turn on the starter, or you just can't turn on the starter because the coil supply has been cut. So in order to manually reset this the relay, then you can again start using the relay. So we'll quickly have a look at the operation once. So I'll be powering up the system now. You can have a look at the display. So how the parameters are displayed here. So on the first line you can notice V, on the first point it says V421. This is the incoming supply voltage which has been read out in the first point, and then it says L and H. L and H are the dry run and overload settings. You can also consider it as a low current and high current. Similarly, on the second line, you will be seeing the current drawn in all the 3 lines. Right now, since the motor is off, it'll all read out zeros. Once the motor is up and running, you can see the 3 current readings on the second line of the LCD. So once you turn on the motor and once you read the current drawn in all the 3 lines, based on these currents you'll have to make the L and H setting. So for an example, if you're using a 10 HP motor, so a 10 HP motor should draw around 18 amperes of load ideally. Let us assume if you'll turn on the motor and see the current drawn in all the 3 lines. So comparing, so if the motor is drawing around 18 amps in all the 3 lines, you will have to set H to around 2 to 3 numbers, or maybe even 4 numbers higher. If it is drawing around 18, you will be setting H to 22. Similarly, whatever current is drawn by the motor, 3 numbers below that will be the L setting. So dry run or the L setting will be 3 numbers below the current drawn by the motor, and overload setting will be 3 to 4 numbers above the current drawn by the motor. Okay, in order to set H and L values, you will make use of these 2 knobs provided. The green color knob will always be to make the overload setting, and the navy blue color knob will always be to make the dry run setting. It's just a simple rotary knob. In rotating it towards the right hand side will increase the value, and rotating it towards the left hand side will decrease the value. You can see now I am like making the changes for the overcurrent or the H knob. You can see the values here getting changed. If I rotate it on the left hand side, the value decreases. Similarly, if I rotate it on the right hand side, the value increases. So based on this, you will have to make the setting very first time you turn on the motor. Post that, you need not worry about the setting. Similarly, if you want to set the undercurrent value, you will just make use of this knob. Rotating on the right hand side will make the changes to the L value. It will increase the value. Rotating on the left hand side will decrease the value of L. So if the motor is drawing around 18 amps, you will be setting H to 18 plus 4, that is 22 amps. So 22 amps you can straightforwardly set here. This is the one time setting, as I mentioned again. 22 amps for the overcurrent, and if it is drawing 18 amps, 18 minus 3, 15 will be for the low current. So in order to set the low current, I am using the navy blue color knob. So you can set the appropriate value, and once this value is set, you need not worry about the setting. Everything will be taken care of by the relay. So I'm just turning it to 0 to demonstrate. Now we will just power up the motor. So turning on the motor will be manual, or you can even use the water level controllers or the auto start units. So turning on the motor, okay, I'll just be turning it on. So as soon as the motor switches on, you can see the motor on LED glowing, and the current drawn in all the 3 lines on the second line of the display. So this is a smaller HP motor, around 3 HP, because of which the current drawn is fairly lesser. So this device can be used even for the higher HP ratings. So the motor is drawing around 5 and 4 amperes in all the 3 lines. So I'll be demonstrating the dry run condition. Dry run condition, the motor trips because of dry run always when the load drawn by the motor gets lesser than the set L value. So similarly, the motor trips because of overload when the motor drawn current is more than the set H value. So we'll be demonstrating the dry run value now. You can have a look. So as soon the motor is drawing around 4 amps, but the L is set to 11 amps. So hence the warning light glows for 8 seconds, and the dry run tripping time will be 8 seconds. If the current doesn't come into range, even after 8 seconds, the motor trips and it gives out the reason as dry run. It says dry run 4A because that is what the motor was drawing when it last turned off. Similarly, I'll be switching on. So once the motor turns off because of dry run or overload, you won't be able to switch on the motor. So I'll try switching on the motor. The motor doesn't switch on because the relay is always on. It says there is an error condition because of which you just can't turn on the relay. So in order to reset this, you will have to disconnect the power. I'll be disconnecting the power and give it back. So once you do this, the relay will automatically get reset, and you can continue to turn on the motor regularly. I'll now be turning on the motor. Right, the motor switches on because we have manually reset by disconnecting the power supply. Similarly, in order to display the overload current, so I'll decrease the H value. You can see the H value is set to 3, but the motor is drawing around 4 ampere, which is higher than the set H value. That is when you will see the warning light again. It will glow for 12 seconds before turning off the motor. So if the current doesn't come to range in 12 seconds time, it will just trip the motor. So the motor turned off, and the reason for turning off is mentioned as overload. And the current drawn when the motor tripped was 5 amperes. This is the highest current among the 3. Similarly, it will read out the lowest current among the 3 when it trips because of dry run. Again, similarly, when you if the motor trips because of overload also, you just can't be able to turn on the motor manually till you manually reset this also. I'll now be quickly demonstrating the single phase condition as well. So single phase usually occurs when one of the motor cables get cut, or when the incoming line is not right, when one of the incoming lines is failed. So we'll be demonstrating that now. So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking out the center line. So I'll be taking out the last line. So because we've taken the supply to red and yellow, I'll be taking out line number 3. You can notice this change. So it became 0. So it tripped in 2 seconds time. So once the motor switches off because of single phasing or the current 0 condition, it trips in 2 seconds time, and will read out the reason as single phase. So this is more or less about all the protection mechanism of Narain undercurrent overcurrent relay model UCOCR3. If you have any queries, you can always reach us on 99722 43774. I repeat, it's 99722 43774. And also you can browse our website for more of our products. Our website address is www.narenelectrics.in. Thank you for watching this video.